is really easy to do. I just use any sort of top coat. It doesn't have to be this name brand, but whatever clear coat or top coat you have on hand will work. Working in sections, I applied the clear coat where I wanted the paper to adhere to. Then I went ahead and I trimmed off the border of this paper. I went ahead and lined this paper up along the top of this step stool, and then using my hand, I smoothed it out. I found my hand wasn't smoothing it out 100%, so I actually just took a putty knife, plastic putty knife, and very carefully smoothed it out and got it right in that crease. A plastic putty knife is probably not the most ideal thing to use for this. However, it's what I had on hand. And so long as you're careful, any sort of flat tool will work to help smooth out this decoupage paper. Once I had it all smoothed out, laying perfectly, oh my God, it looks so good. I went ahead and I applied a coat of clear coat on top of the paper, and that is actually what adheres it beautifully to a project. So you apply a coat onto the project, then you apply the paper, and then you apply your second coat to seal everything in. And rather than cut the paper to the exact size, which I actually find a waste of time, really, I just use a piece of sandpaper and I go right along the edge of a project and it cuts the paper perfectly. So then you have a perfect edge. And if your decoupage paper is not large enough to cover a whole surface, no worries. You know what? If you have enough paper, you can just match up the pattern. Now, this is the back that I'm working on, so I didn't match it up perfectly because this is an eclectic pattern. The front, I made sure to match up absolutely perfectly. However, yeah, depending on how much paper you have on hand, just make sure you don't match up a pattern and then run out of paper for one of the sides. After I adhered this little patchwork, again, I took the piece of sanding paper and just made sure that I cut that corner perfectly. I went ahead and worked around this step stool, making sure to cover each side. Working in sections, again, I would add the top coat, clear coat onto the side I'm working on. Then I would add the paper, smooth it all out, make sure it was perfectly in all the grooves and perfectly smooth. Add another coat of clear coat on top of the paper, and then trim it, cut it all down perfectly using the sandpaper. It's actually a pretty simple process, and I have to say, it totally changes the look of a project. It's like night and day. There are so many beautiful patterns and images to choose from.